And welcome back to the channel. I've got a little video I want to make for you today that just goes through a few, 3 or 4 little tips and pointers to editing your audio to get a better sound. Now this can apply whether you're using in-camera audio, which is less than ideal, or if you're using a professional microphone. Either way, this will help you to get a little bit better audio. So I've pulled in a clip here, and the first thing I like to do is first familiarize yourself with the menu here. You're really going to be working with the effect menu. This is Audacity. This is a free program, and this is one that is readily downloadable for Linux, Windows, and Mac. There's many features that Audacity has, but these are just a few that I like to use. So from the effects menu, you're going to go down, and one of the first things you want to do is do a noise reduction. So before we click on noise reduction, you want to find a little area in your audio, sort of between audio signals. So like this open gap right here. Go to this magnifying window or little icon and open it up where you can see sort of in more intimate detail between your signals here. You want to take just a small snippet here. You're going to left click with your mouse and drag over, and I try to go as close as I can between each piece of signal. Then I go back and I go down to noise reduction and get noise profile. So what it's going to do when you click this is it's going to take this gray area and listen for noise and everything like that, and it's going to make a guesstimation on how to reduce that. So right here, it's going to reduce it, in this case, 14 dB, which is quite a bit. And then you have sensitivity, and then you have frequency smoothing. I don't worry about any of that. These are set to default. And at 14, I pretty much squash any extraneous noise in this recording that I don't want in there. So this seems to be a good setting for, I think, average audio editing. So you're going to get this noise profile. So when you click that little dialog box is going to disappear. That means it's done its thing. Now, just click anywhere you want here. Now double click and highlight the whole audio clip, turning it gray. You're going to go back in here. Second item down is repeat noise reduction. So now you just click on that, and it's going through and analyzing all of this signal and reducing it 14 dB plus the other parameters that we saw earlier in the dialog box. From here, I keep it highlighted. I go through here. The next thing I do is, if I want to set some EQ curves and stuff like that, I'll go in here. There are presets here, so there's different curves that Audacity builds in to give you certain sound profiles, bass boost, bass cut, etc., etc. AM radio to give it sort of a muffled AM radio broadcast sound. If you want to use one of those, you can. I've built one in here. I just like the way this curve is set up. I'm not going to explain what all this means. That's not the point of this video. I'll do that in another video. So if I'm not going to do any equalization, which I'm not, I'm going to cancel. If I do want to go in and tweak these frequency settings and the amount of gain, then I will do that, and then I will click OK, and it will apply it. Okay, so I'm canceling that out. The next thing I like to do is go right to the compressor. Now this can get very in-depth, and I'm not going to get that in-depth with compression. I have some standard settings that I use. I like the threshold to be at 16, the noise floor, I leave it here. The ratio 2:1. I want the attack time here at 33 milliseconds, and then release time at 2.1. You can go in and change that and customize it any way you want. You can get used to using this chart, which is telling you the different decibels of gain it's compressing. You can preview it. So okay, everyone, here's just whatever is just some junk clip I have in here. And that way you can hear it before you commit to it. Because once you click OK, it's going to go and process everything in here and you're going to notice these levels will get higher. See, they just got a lot higher. And so in a nutshell, what compression is doing is it's taking the highest level and the lowest level, and it's almost a misnomer. It is compressing. It is making things sort of compacted together, but it's bringing up the lower audio levels and bringing down the higher audio levels and sort of mixing them together. It's compressing everything equally depending on your settings. And it tends to give you more of a full sound. All right. So after I do that, I like to go to a limiter, and I just use a default here. I just use this soft limit. There's soft, hard, soft clip, hard clip. I use a soft limiter just to kind of bring down the peaks to about 6 dB. You can just adjust that if you want a different sound. Click OK, and you'll notice when it's done, it'll bring some of these little peaks down. Okay, you saw some earlier that sort of went up the top here. Well, it crunched them down about 6 dB, decibels of gain. The last thing I do is I normalize. Normalizing is basically taking the volume, the gain, throughout all of the different waveforms in here, and it tries to balance them out. Most audio editors will tell you normalization needs to be one of the last steps because you've already tweaked everything else. Now you want to sort of bring it all into line to make it sort of more of an average sound instead of a lot of highs and lows. So you click OK, and it sort of brought everything back up a little bit more. Now, I can tell already by looking at this is going to be louder than I want, but that's okay. I'll show you. So what I like to do as far as overall volume is concerned, I like my voice to average between -16 and -12 up here on the scale, the volume scale. Okay, going into 9, you're starting to hit yellow. You're starting to get close to clipping. I just think it's just too loud. I like it to be a little bit lower than that. Okay, now if you watch, see it's coming up. It's going up in here. In the book, I'm the video is, or the audio that you're listening to is about a dance I'm describing. I'm a dance teacher when I'm not doing these little videos. So anyway, I like it to be in that -16 to -12-ish range. I like it to just barely touch the yellow when you're looking at the color scale. You definitely don't want red where it would be clipping. Anyway, from here, what I do now, this video, or this piece of audio has already been edited. It's already been split. These are 2 tracks. This would be, say, the left side and the right side, so you have a stereo track. But for the sake of showing you sort of the 5th setting I like to do is I go here and I click split stereo track. So again, that's this drop down arrow right here. Split stereo track. I'm going to delete this out just for the sake of showing you this. When you record or when you import audio in, you're going to have one basically band of frequencies, if you will, right here. I can't describe it any other way. You're going to have one line here of audio frequency. So once you edit it, and that, we haven't even gone into, cutting different gaps out, cutting different words out. We haven't even talked about that. This is just cleaning your audio up sound-wise, sonically. Anyway, once you go in here, you double click to highlight what you want to edit here. Click edit, duplicate, and it's basically making a mirror image of this clip. Now, if you notice here, when you click down, it's going to say left channel. That's your left ear. If you click here, it also says left. You want to change that to right. That way now you have a left and right, and it's stereo. It will sound normal. If you're satisfied with all that, simply click File, Export Audio, name it, save. Actually, I'm going to change this. Click OK. Reduce this. And your audio file is right here on your desktop. To be sure, right click on your mouse, click properties, wave file. Always save in wave so that you have the most data. So if you have to come in and work with it later, you're going to have a full rich sound there. MP3 is a compression. It's going to do away with some of your frequencies, and you won't get the truest representation of your audio. So always try to save in the highest resolution wave file you can. Okay, I hope this helped. Thanks.